Plus Sports Special on Plus TV Africa. Welcome on the show. My name is Wale Scott. Now, Mukayo, when sports comes to mind, we think about rugby, basketball, football, things that are ordinarily hectic. But Scrabble is also a sport. And there's going to be a major Scrabble competition. The MGI Scrabble competition comes up today. Well, opens today. It's going to be a round robin, like a league. It's going to go around Nigeria and then start in Lagos, Ikeja Country Club, and end at the Abati Barracks in October. So it's a league, it's a long league, but it's Scrabble. And the guy said, I brought Scrabble to Nigeria to actually not only train the youths physically, but with their minds.
Well, yes, we know now, and we're more used to the idea of considering that there's two kinds of sports. There's physical sports and then there's mental sports. We've come to accept chess as a major sport in the world. And Scrabble is just another cognitively dependent sport. The faster you are at coming up with words, scoring points, triples, doubles, you realize that we are potentially not just building a generation of physical athletes, but we're also building a new generation of mentally dominant, mentally astute athletes who can do almost anything else, because it's rigorous exercise of the mind. It's one thing that does not diminish it, unlike physical sports. So it's a good thing for someone to be aspiring to bring such a sport to Nigeria, because we need more opportunities, because not everyone is physically inclined, but a lot of people have a lot of opportunity to exercise their minds and give us something different.
Well, so you can actually join up. It's already started at the Ikeja Country Club already, the Scrabble, MGI Scrabble League. And then after that, it goes to Benin, it goes to Abuja, it goes to Port Harcourt, and then the finale comes back to Lagos again at Abati Barracks. So you can actually walk into the Ikeja Country Club if you can play Scrabble. If you can play, go in there, you can speak good English, you can actually write good English.
I mean, I used to play Scrabble once in a while back in the day.
I did at a point too, I guess we all did.
Yes, but to some of us
I never did chess,
more competitively than others. Chess is a king sport.
I never did chess. I never did.
It's but for Scrabble, generals and legionnaires. And but Scrabble, anyone can get into Scrabble. You learn the words, you memorize them. You don't even really, it's like the spelling bee. You don't even really need to focus on the etymology of a word. You don't need to go all the way back to the history. You don't need to you don't need the judge to give you the word in a sentence.
Yeah.
And perhaps if you choose to learn a word a day, you can be a master of Scrabble.
True that. On a side note, I was talking to Ego in the newsroom a few minutes ago, and she was saying this issue of blessing Okagbare just means that this young lady's career is over.
Of course, there will be an appeal, but we don't expect it to bring anything forth.
It's good, but they reduced like 5 years, So
she's already
she's 33.
Yes, definitely so close to the end of her natural athletics career. She's not in any kind of athletics field, not in any kind of sporting field, events field, that age is less of a factor. She's not a shot putter, she's not a hammer thrower, she's not a discus thrower, she's not any of those sporting events athletes that less reliant on physical exhaustion to the absolute max to actually win. So it's unfortunate for her. And it's unfortunate for us as Nigerians that we've lost
one of our best
by default.
But as a corp reporter, I told you before, I interviewed an athlete. I won't say her name. And she said she got defaulted, or she got banned because she had a cough. So she used a cough mixture. And the cough mixture had codeine. And I asked her, I said, I am not a medical person. I am just a presenter, analyst. But I know codeine is a banned substance. Even I know that. You know, so to tell me that you didn't know, and by the way, where is your medical team? And then somebody told me later, a few days, and said, listen, these guys don't want to pay medical team. How much will a medical team cost? Just a guy and a girl, or even just one guy who's a doctor to be your medical expert?
Before I go on to that, before I talk about the medical team, a lack of, I want to say, because I do like to play devil's advocate to defend the position of a lot of these athletes, first of all. I know that these athletes are human beings, just like the rest of us. The law is the law. And when the law says don't do this, even if the essence, even if the reason for that law does not match the banning of the substance. So the reason there are substance bans is to prevent people having advantages over the other person. Come, run by your own ability and only that. No, nothing to improve your ability on the field.
But when you listen to the reports, after this we'll listen to the report, it says that it wasn't, well, with the little words that he used in the reports, it wasn't particularly about the substance. It was because Okagbare was refusing to come for investigations.
I know.
She was on the run. And if you have done nothing wrong, who comes for equity? How did they say that? How did you guys say?
He who comes to equity must come with
clean hands.
Yeah.
So if you have done nothing wrong or you mistakenly used that banned substance, then come for the investigation.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there is something to be said that leniency might have been applied, regardless if she had been found guilty or not. And
maybe not 10 years.
And 10 years is not really something you see often.
Yes.
As a punishment length for substance abuse. Only when the investigation is revealed that it's been a long, continuous breach of the rules. Like we saw with Armstrong.
Yeah.
Him getting a lifetime ban, having to give back his medals. Those were unique circumstances. If she had just submitted once and for all,
maybe 2 years or 3 years.
Maybe 2 years or 3 years.
Now, Nigeria's sprinter Blessing Okagbare has been banned for 10 years for doping and refusing to cooperate with the investigation. We'll take the reports and we'll come back. Okay, she want to say on the long jump is so sad. We still have another doping case this morning.
Seems like it's in the air.
Now, Britain has been, the whole of Britain has been stripped of its Olympic silver medal in the men's 4x100 meters relay in Tokyo last August after the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, upheld Chijindu Ujah's anti-doping violation. Ujah has been provisionally suspended since Osterine and S23, both substances prohibited by World Anti-Doping Organization WADA, were detected in his sample in Tokyo. You see this report, as much as it's important, as much as it makes my day, I laugh over it. The I.O.C is saying Africa matters to the Winter Olympics. How ironic that we don't have winter in Africa.
But
come on.
They've even been facing a geographical issue recently because, first of all, one female African Nigerian athlete had a problem with the quotas set out for the monosleigh for women, which is 20 as opposed to 38 for men. And then they offended the Ghanaian Federation because they refused to let Kingsley, or I can't remember her name, back into the competition. They refused to reinstate the quotas that were originally agreed before. So when they say it's important, clearly they're looking at us in Africa and saying, these people don't want to participate as much.
Because we don't have winter.
Yes, but
Nigeria sent a bobsled team last Winter Olympics.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we have the conditions. We may not be able to host it through a natural setup. But even in Beijing, it's artificial snow that is being used right now. So if we wanted to in Africa, we could host it. We could choose to host it. And as long as we're interested, as long as we send athletes to go for qualifications and they do get qualifications, then the I.O.C is talking about equality and of opportunities. You cannot say because one country, one continent is unlikely to send as many athletes from other continents, then you're going to limit their quotas. And you're going to then give some speech later on and tell us you're important to us. This is the same thing that FIFA is doing.
Yeah.
Trying to get us on board and say, yes, support the biennial 2-year World Cup and it will benefit you. But really, at the end of the day, it's never about us. It's always about their financial bottom line.
Now, for the record, behind the scene, this guy's name is Francis Indem. He's an Arsenal fan. And you know, Arsenal fans don't have level, really. But you know, but most Arsenal fans that I know will be like, so you want to bow on. You know, but it's going to get better eventually. You know, Manchester United manager Ralph Rangnick has rubbished reports that there is a rift between Harry Maguire and Cristiano Ronaldo over the club's captaincy, insisting it is he who decides who will be skipper and the England defender will remain in place. Maguire took to Twitter on Friday to respond to a report by British newspaper Daily Mirror that he had veteran Portuguese forward Ronaldo are embroiled in a power struggle. We'll take that, we'll come back. Ujah has consistently called Harry Maguire a fridge. 80 million pounds and he's a fridge. He does practically nothing. But he feels, I'm English, I came in, I became the captain, I deserve to be captain, it's my inheritance.
Only in Manchester United does a player like Harry Maguire with limited ability walk in.
Little or no abilities.
And is captain. To be fair, without Ronaldo in that team, you stand a better chance of doing well if Rashford is your captain. Because he has proven in his daily life, in his personal life, that he's a leader. He advocates
Rashford said when Ronaldo came, he brought something into the dressing room. He said he even brought a menu for what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat. That's how much of a leader that the guy is. Naturally, he should be captain. He's Portuguese.
A report came out recently, over the last couple of days, that the rift that has come about is because Rangnick is giving responsibilities to Ronaldo to mentor the young ones.
Yes, but he's older than all of them.
Yes.
Including Maguire.
Yes, but that creates the kind of friction that you probably don't want because you have a captain who's supposed to be able to tell even that mentor what direction they are supposed to play on the field of play. Whether if he feels at the 85th minute, everybody fall back, defend the 1-goal lead that we have, and let's hold it. That's his responsibility. But Ronaldo is 37. He's the oldest player in the dressing room. He's the most accomplished player in the dressing room.
Most expensive.
He's the most well-recognized player in the dressing room. The most accomplished, I say that again, the most accomplished. And we see he's national team captain. He has won everywhere he has gone. And he's a club icon and legend. Truth be told, he should be captain. Because when the reports were coming out that Ronaldo won't fit into the requirements first of Solskjaer and then Rangnick by pressing up the field, every time I watch Manchester United play, Ronaldo is the one making all the runs, pressing the keeper.
He is the only person in that team that still has the Man U passion, if you ask me.
Yes, he is. To the extent that this season, he kicked a fellow footballer because he was so frustrated on the field of play by how badly they're doing. And reports have come out, maybe he might leave at the end of the season. But if you give him the captaincy, given that, one, Harry Maguire is not doing well because the defense is the weakest part of the Manchester United team right now. And as the leader of the defense, he's not playing well. that also translates to poor performances for the whole team because as the leader of the team, you're not holding down your area of expertise. You're not holding down your area of the field. You're not leading properly. So you might as well change it. But if he wants to stay captain, this is the kind of thing that can create absolute rift in the dressing room. And there's no way anyone is going to pay Manchester United close to 80 million to take Maguire problem
40 million, they won't pay.
Of their hands. And the question might be raised in the boardroom. Ronaldo is 37. He'll be 38 by the end of his 2-year contract. Do we want to sacrifice Harry Maguire for a 38-year-old?
Well, let me speak as a sports presenter and a Man U fan. I think Man U fans would rather sacrifice a Maguire right now.
Would. Absolutely. Absolutely.
However, it's English, and there's always that sentiment that comes to play. And then it was bought for 80 million. The bookmakers don't want to lose that kind of money, 80 million. Because nobody is going to buy Harry Maguire, home and abroad, for more than 40 million.
For more than 30, I don't think. At the rate that, I mean, every player has a slump in their career. But Harry Maguire, playing at the level that he's playing at, it is obvious that he is not on the same level as
Virgil van Dijk.
He's not even on the same level as John Stones at Manchester City. And in this day and age, center backs have to be capable of not only doing the dirty work of blocking shots on the line, tackling very well, marking a player throughout the match, and they must be able to carry the ball out of the defense. Harry Maguire can carry the ball out of the defense, but he doesn't often do anything with it. And he's failing at the critical parts of being a defender, stopping balls, reading the attack properly.
Making lousy mistakes, really.
Making lousy mistakes, getting in the way of his defensive partner, Varane, who I worried about at the beginning of the season because Varane, for all of his natural technical ability, he still makes errors, which was why he was so good as long as he was playing alongside a capable leader like Sergio Ramos. I worried that if Maguire had to be out for the season, had to be out for a couple months, Varane would make such mistakes. But Varane has been the most consistent. Other than the fact that he has had a couple niggling injuries, every time he's been out, the defense is so much worse. So much worse. And even when he's in, he's playing so well that he's showing up Maguire as an average at best centre-back.
Well, let's go to the Bundesliga. Mainz 05 staged a stunning comeback to beat Bayer Leverkusen 3-2 at home in the Bundesliga, thanks to late strikes from substitutes Jean-Paul Boetius and Marcus Ingwersten. It was the first league defeat of 2022 for Leverkusen. I don't know what you want to call him. I'll call him everything I want to call him. His king. His name is Lewis Hamilton. On Friday, he said he had never seriously considered stepping away from Formula One following last season's controversial finale, and warned rivals he was heading into the 2022 campaign in better shape than ever. Okay, it's almost unthinkable to see a future in Formula One without Lewis Hamilton.
All good things must come to an end.
Yes, but not now, really.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, let's factor everything that we know about the sport, everything that we know about Sir Lewis Hamilton. When they build the Mount Rushmore of the greatest racers, the greatest Formula One racers to ever live, it will be Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton, no doubt.
Everybody else comes second. And if at the end of this season or just before he's done with his career, he may have 1 or 2 Formula One titles more than Michael Schumacher. And at the end of the day, we can only be happy that we got the pleasure and the honor of watching a legend at work.
Thank you very much, Mokoyo.
Always a pleasure.
Plus Sports Special on Plus TV Africa. Isaac had the cameras. We had our back. Francis Ndem Thank you very much, bro. Okay, Coyote. Well done, sir. Peter is downstairs in the powerhouse. I call him Pierrot. My name is Wally Scott. Till next week on Plus Sports Special on Plus TV Africa. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, I'm leaving you with Russian qualifier Roman Safalin, who took down #1 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart.